Hey people. So I ended up getting a new laptop here. I have no idea what brand it is. All I see is this label up here and a bunch of dirt, but I guess that's close enough, you know. Uh it's pretty heavy. It's like, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's Windows 95, Windows 98 era, just based off the looks alone. I couldn't find a product key on it. So, yeah. I got it not too long ago. It has no battery charge. Probably does have an actual battery, but yeah, I just can't see it on here. Uh, but yeah, it's here where you can just immediately plug it in and see what it does, if it does anything. Since I have chargers for literally everything, I found one immediately. We can just plug it in here, you know. Uh, we can see some activity on the calculator screen here. Let's just see what happens when we turn it on, you know? Can't be that bad. Oh, there we are. Oh, yeah. It's making noises, but I don't see anything. It is old, though, so just give it some time. Oh. Hmm. Um, well, there's definitely activity. It's doing something. Still has a hard drive in it, so I wonder if it, boots to an operating system. Oh, okay. Oh, I fixed it! Yo! There we are. What can we see here? F1, F1. Is that F1? Yeah, it is. Uh, so it's definitely doing something. What if we just hit the enter key? There's a floppy disk drive. Uh, Windows 98. Yo. Um. Oof. There's tilting the screen here and the colors are changing. No, I don't think that it's the screen that's the problem. It might just be the screen, like, ribbon cable. Okay, let's lean this forward a little bit, because that's where it's showing the most promising result. Right there, right there. I'm guessing this is a scan disk, maybe? It is booting. Into safe mode, apparently. I'm just gonna hit OK. That's probably just telling us that we're in, uh, you know, I did fix it, but it was only for a minute or two. Let's plug it into a monitor, actually, and see if it does, like, actually boot up. Hold on. So, I currently have the 98 laptop here, hooked up through VGA to this Dell monitor. We are going to try and turn it on and see if it actually does anything, and then we can actually open it up and see what's inside of it. Alright, I've just turned it on. It's oh, there we are. Yep. So what do we have in here? We have a Pentium with MMX, 200 megahertz. That's all we know so far, but there is still stuff on here. Check date and time settings. CMOS, check some bad. Previous boot incomplete. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright. Alright, here's where all the specs are. BIOS date 9098. So this is 1998. Because nobody updates their BIOS, I think it's safe to assume that this laptop came with this BIOS and this is like original stuff. So 1998. System memory 640 kilobytes. Sick, yeah. Okay, and it just did that for me. Sure. Yep, I was right. That is ScanDisk. Because Windows was not properly shut down. May have errors on it. Or we're just gonna let it check the C drive here. Windows 98. Alright, that's our monitor. Alright. Plug and play monitor. I'm not even going to set it up. It's clearly displaying something. Beautiful. So, it has booted up. It hasn't asked for a password, though. This is either a fresh install of Windows 98, but based off the condition of this laptop, I highly doubt anyone actually did that. Jordan. So this is Jordan's laptop. I'm not even gonna dig that far in here. I'm just gonna like just look in basic stuff. I don't want to go through people's personal stuff. So it does have a floppy drive, which is actually the first computer or laptop in this case I've ever had to have a floppy drive. It's got the C drive, which is the hard drive, of course. Disk drive. This is a Toshiba CD-ROM, like it was telling us in the BIOS. Yeah, just some pretty basic stuff here. It does have infrared, so yeah. There's MS-DOS, because it's Windows 98. Windows 95? Banking? Oh. I think it's safe to leave it off here as far as booting into it, or, you know. Right now. So, yeah. I think now it's a good idea to start cleaning up this laptop. Maybe get some thermal paste in there. Just restore it, you know. But before we do that, is there anything in the CD drive? No. Alright. So I have flipped over this computer. We will start opening it up. But I did take out one of the expansion cards here. If I could just, yeah, I took out one of the expansion cards here, and it's actually a modem card, cause this computer just doesn't have one. It says 4. So I have undone all the bottom screws, but I want to see what's under this compartment here. Probably RAM, but you know. all 640 kilobytes of it. Alright, let's crack it open. Huh. Alright, there's only one stick of RAM in there. Cool. July 1998. Yeah, I guess this thing is made in 98. Now if I could just get this RAM out. Okay, I don't care. So, I'm not even gonna bother with the keyboard. It can just stay there. I took out the screw right here and the screw right here, and they're both kind of connected to this part here. So I'm guessing it all acts as a heat sink. I noticed this is loose here. This is kind of sticking out for whatever reason, and it's stripped. Let me show you. Not like beyond repair stripped. It's just like a little mangled, you know. So that's definitely something. I'm kind of worried, but then at the same time, I'm sure it's fine. So I gotta put some force into this. Hold on. Let me get a bigger screwdriver. I don't know. This is all I've got. Just gonna have to stick with the OG. Okay. So, I got the screw out, but I had to use a pair of pliers and all that to get it out. As you can tell, if this camera will focus here, it's really bad. But yeah, now after all that effort, I just want to see what's under here. So, oh, okay. Now we can see what's under here. Whoa. Check that out. Wow. Well, I guess that's what a Pentium looks like right there. Here's the CD drive too. Wait, let me just zoom out for you. On one hand, there's a lot to look at here, but then on the other hand, there really isn't a lot to look at. But one thing I have noticed while digging in here with pliers to get that screw out was, cause since I think it's the screen connector, that's the problem as to why it looks like that. I looked back in here and, wait on, let me get my bit back here. I'm not sure if you've noticed it already, but right there. That is completely uneven. Now, I'm not sure if that does actually go to the screen, but I think it does. So, yeah. Based off what I seen with the connector, I went in a little further, but it mainly looks like it's just attached to the screen here. Not this one, of course, but the other one. We will plug it in anyway. I put all the heatsink stuff back on. I didn't screw it in, of course, but yeah, it's still in there. Well, let's just see if this thing, like, if that was the problem, because I'm hoping it was. Right, turning on. And I did take out the battery too, so, because I found it. Oh, okay. Okay, that's disappointing. Alright. Well, I guess we're gonna go back in there and take another crack at it. So, I have dug a little deeper into the screen. I have, taken off the covers here. They're not like the typical covers you'd think of. They're like plastic. They're actual plastic. So, yeah, we can just 3M tape that back on, no worries. So, I've gotten into the screen. I found the actual connector here. So, if we crack this open, there's two in there. I'm guessing one's for backlight, and the other is for the actual screen itself. My guess, I'm just thinking I'm gonna unplug and plug it back in. Maybe that'll do something. I hope so. So, yeah. And then there's also a little ground cable right there, too. But I gotta get, like, two more screws for this screen to actually come up. So, I'm going to do that now. Alright, listen, guys. I can be smart at times, but I don't think I'm smart enough to tape a PCB back together. Like, this screen is done for. It's not worth saving. Whenever I use this laptop, I'm just gonna end up plugging it into a monitor. I mean, I did fix it to the point where it was only this white stuff in the middle here that was the problem. But I just plugged it back in so we can film the next portion of this video. And it only started getting worse. So it is... yeah, it's done for. So I took the liberty of cleaning up this laptop a little bit. Um, the tape is here to show the side I cleaned, and then the side that's not cleaned. Because, like, you can see, you can kind of see the difference, but then you kind of can't at the same time. I don't know, I'm happy with it. I don't know if I'm gonna leave this side or not. I'm probably gonna clean it like this one, but we'll see if I feel like it or not. And, also, now that we're here, I know the CPU might not actually need it, but I think I'm gonna do a thermal paste for it right about now. Now we're just gonna put the cover back on, cause, yeah, I'd say my work here is mostly done. Alright. Not this bit too, that can just go on there, you know. Do we put the hideously stripped screw back in or no? If the camera wants to focus on it, screw it. Alright, let's just remember that this one is really weird and doesn't go in fully. So it's kind of stuck there, we'll just leave it that way. You know, I would do it on this side, but I feel like this side right here gets better cooling for whatever reason. I don't know. And then there's also the keyboard, which kind of acts as a extension of this heatsink, just because of that metal bit on the bottom. I don't know, this is just heated keyboard technology. They had this almost 30 years ago. So, yeah. Just gonna put this back in, and yeah. So, I have our laptop hooked up through VGA to my monitor, and I have 4 different games that I want to test on it. Going from the easiest to run to probably the hardest to run, we have Doom 2 first. So, we're gonna take the disc here. And I did already install a couple of them, so this should just be like immediate play. Because I want to see if this laptop can actually run these games. And how I sort them out is their system requirements and the year they were made in. So, yeah. Oh, that's right. Doom 2 is weird. You kind of gotta... Wait, that's the wrong one. It doesn't have an auto run, so you just gotta go to the drive here. Click it, and it takes you to install. Or wait, I think I already installed this. Doom 2 CD. Doom 2. There we are. Piracy message. So the main thing here that we'll be testing is just if it can even run the game. So we're at the menu here. Now let's just go with the already set one. We just got in, and yeah. Where was that dude going? Ah, where? I only panicked a little bit. Yeah, this laptop can run Doom too. Yeah, quit the DOS. Oh. Yup. Alright, well, Doom 2 runs great. So, I kind of take back what I said when, we're just gonna be playing these games, based off, how hard they are to play, or, how hard it is to run on this computer. Because, to be honest, I just picked 4 games from this, era, and, yeah, I just want to see if they run or not, because they're just what I had lying around. So, next up is Need for Speed. Some Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. Yeah. I already have it installed, like I said earlier, so we can just put in the disc and see if it plays or not. Alright. So, for whatever reason, the, will it actually work? Oh. 256 color mode? DirectX driver. It told me my DirectX drivers were up to date. What? What, are you just lying to me? Let's see here. Settings. 16 colors. Alright then, well, I guess we're not playing Need for Speed. So, to be honest, I kind of expected that from Need for Speed, because it didn't even work on the Dell Latitude. I don't understand why it would work on here. But, getting up there with some newer games, at least, we have SimCity 3000. Again, this is just like kind of period accurate stuff that I have. So we're just gonna try it. And I said that just as I said newer games too, so yeah. Just trust me on this one. Alright, I think we found out why Need for Speed was telling us to play in 256 colors. The reason I think it didn't work is because I don't have the graphics drivers installed. Okay. Display. Yeah, we're not really good for displays right now. So I just cycled through like the 2 or 3 other error messages it gave me, and then I come across unknown exception, whatever that means. I think I just have to get the graphics drivers installed, because it's using the basic Microsoft ones. But the thing is, I don't know what card this uses, so I'm going to have to look a little bit further into that. Well, I'm not expecting anything good from this next game, but it's worked on every other computer we've ever tried here, so Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. Also, more newer era. According to the disc case, it's 2002, so let's just try it. Oh. Alright, now is the part where it gives us the error message. Yep. Error Trapper? Well, I guess we kind of knew what to expect, to be honest. I mean, I apologize for not being able to fix the screen, but kind of is what it is. None of the games worked. I also apologize for that, but I mean, I'm happy I have this thing mostly restored now. So, yeah. Well, I might actually make a part 2 on this one day if I ever muster up the courage to buy a new screen, but that's probably not going to happen. Or until I find out what graphics card this thing has. So, until then, yeah. What do I look like, a tech repair person or something?